Okay, what you see here is not a PlayStation 3, but it's a Sony Streaming Network Media Player SMP-N200. And in this video, we're going to show you that you can actually control this device with not only the remote that's included with it, but you can actually control it with an app for your iOS or Android device. Now, what I'm going to show you first is the iPad app. Now, I'll show you right here. If you look right here, it says Media Remote. Now, you can download that from the Apple App Store, and it's a free app, and it's already downloaded here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, and you can see right there, it's an iPhone app, and you can times it by 2, but for purposes of this video, it's probably better if I use it in the smaller version. Now, as you can see here, this is a settings page. Now, what I'm going to do is click on Add Registration here, and it will search for my device. Now, you see there it says Media Player. I'm going to click on that, and it says Registration. Register the Media Remote device. After navigating to the Media Remote device registration screen of your Sony device, tap the registration button that appears on the mobile device. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual remote for this device, and I'm going to go over to Settings over here, or Setup, and I'm going to go to Network Settings here. And I'm going to go all the way down to Media Remote Device Registration. Register a device for use as a media remote. I'm going to click on that. So I clicked on registration on the Sony device itself, and then on the iPad app I clicked on registration as well. It's synced between the two devices, and now I should be ready to go. Now, there's an option on here where you can actually shake to control. I'm going to keep it off because with the iPad, you don't want to be shaking it around. If this was an iPhone, it would be a different story. So I'm going to keep that off. Okay, the next screen here says Keyboard Sync. Keyboard Sync is a function for automatically displaying the keyboard on the media remote when the connected device is on a text input screen. I'm going to turn that on, and this is what the app looks like. Now, as I said, this app is also available for Android, and I'm going to use my Android phone here because it's going to be a little bit easier to do this video having a smaller device and controlling the Sony streamer with it instead of trying to control it with the iPad 2. The main reason I showed you the iPad version is just to show you what it looks like and that you can also use it to control this device if you'd like to. Now, I have the app open here on my Android device, and it says Demo Player, and down on the bottom it says Add Registration. So I'm going to click on that, and it's searching for devices right now. And it says Media Player there. So I'm going to click on that. So I did the same thing there. What I did is I clicked on Media Remote Device Registration on the Sony streamer, and then I clicked Register on the next menu there, and then I also clicked Register on the phone, and it synced up the two devices. So now I can actually use the Android phone as my remote control. Now, just like on the iPad, you can use the shake to control function. In this case, I'm actually going to turn it on so we can see what it's all about. And you can assign that shake to control to one of these functions here, whether it's home, pause, enter, options, play, next, previous, stop. I guess next would probably be the most intuitive way to do the shake if you want to go to the next screen. So let's click it on next and then go to next. The next thing again is the keyboard sync. Keyboard Sync is a function for automatically displaying the keyboard on the media remote when the connected device is on a text input screen. Obviously, I want that clicked because you definitely want to use your touchscreen on your device more than you want to use an on-screen keyboard on your television set. So I'm going to click Next on that, and I'm ready to go. So I'm hitting Connect on the device, and here we go. This is what the interface looks like. Now, I would imagine this cross is a directional thing. This is a Sony device, and they use the cross media bar to navigate the features, so I would imagine that's a very intuitive way to control it with this device. So if I push up on it, it moves up, and it actually gives me this interesting noise. Instead of the click, I get a beep. Go to the side. It's actually pretty cool to be able to use your Android or iOS device to control this. Now on the remote you have a return button, a home button, and an options button. And we're in the directional menu here, but you can also go to, let's see what the second one is here. That's your pause, play, fast forward, stop, all of your play controls. The next one is probably a keyboard. And yep, that's the keyboard. And then the last one is, looks like an internet connect or something. Please log in with your Sony Essentials account. If you don't have one, you can get one here. So that would be to log into your Sony Essentials account, which would be the fourth thing on the menu. So let's go back to the directional over here, and let's navigate through this here. Now we're on Netflix here. Let's see how we would actually enter into that. To the side, no. I would imagine maybe return. Return's not working, so maybe if we just press in the center. So pressing in the center is your select. Let's see what the next. We're actually going to shake this. Okay, brings the next screen. And actually, I thought that that noise was coming from my television set, but that sound is all coming from my phone here. I'm going to hit my options button here on the remote and see what that does. Okay, it brings up the options screen here. Let's hit the home button and see if it brings us back to the home screen. There we go. Now the next thing what I want to do is try out the keyboard on this, and the best way to do that would actually be using the internet browser on this device here. So we're going to enter it. And so far I really like this app. It's a definite upgrade from the actual remote that comes with the device. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go onto the keyboard screen here, and it says cannot receive text at this time. That's fine. I don't know why, probably because I'm not in a URL field. So let's see, press options and select URL entry. Let's go and hit options here and go to URL entry and click on it. Now one thing I've realized is you can click anywhere. You don't have to click in the center. A clicking motion will be a selecting motion, and a swiping motion will, if you're swiping down it'll go down, if you're swiping up it'll go up, right and left. Pretty much self-explanatory. So a click could be anywhere. So we're here on URL entry. I'll show you. I'll just click on the side here and it will also go into a select mode there. Now you see the on-screen keyboard there, and on the device it automatically goes to the keyboard screen, so I didn't even have to switch up here to the menu. It just went straight to that, which is nice. I'm going to type in a URL here. Now I typed in the URL. I don't know if you can see it yet. There we go. I typed in the URL on the device, but it hasn't gone on the screen yet. I assume when I hit return, it will type on the screen. Now let's see. I'm going to hit return, but I'm going to do it off screen so you can actually see what happens on the on-screen keyboard. So I'm going to hit return now, and it goes straight to it. So there's no typing out on the on-screen keyboard. It's just pretty much there to show you that you can accept text. You do all your typing on the device itself, and then it goes straight to wherever you typed. Hunting and pecking with a traditional remote on this device with an on-screen keyboard is definitely not ideal. So using your Android or iOS device is a definite upgrade. But one thing that's an actual upgrade from that is using your voice. You can actually use voice to text with this remote app to control your device. So you see the on-screen keyboard on the TV, and here is the interface on the phone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the microphone here, Amazon.com. And there we go, Amazon.com. I'm going to hit enter down here. And here we go, Amazon.com, one of my favorite sites. Now Amazon is actually where I bought this streaming player from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up in the field there. So I have the field selected, and I'm going to click on that, and we're going to put an input here, and we're actually going to use the mic again. Sony Streaming Player. It says Sony Streaming Player there. I'm going to hit enter, and then go over to the go button and click on that, and here we go. And the version that I have is the Sony SMP-N200, and it's the second listing there, so let's go down to it. Right there. Click enter. So that is the Media Player remote app for iOS and Android. Definitely makes navigating through this device a lot easier. So that pretty much does it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below, and I'll see you guys next time.